Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Duggan and we're in Minecraft again today. Picking up where we left off on the Westhill to-do list, we're going to be working on some textures and some details and things around the town. I don't know whether we're going to be doing landscaping or road work, or I don't know, we'll just kind of go with the flow, I guess. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday so far. Thanks to Jody Illyria subscribing with Prime. 44 months. Holy crap. That's a long time, Jody. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day so far. SweetSandi. Hello, Dan. Grumpa also subscribed at tier 1. That's a 6-month subscription for Grumpa, and that means you've got the Air Keystone badge. That's amazing. Thanks very much. And SweetSandi could not resist with 100 bits, kicking off a hype train. So we'll flip over here into Minecraft where everyone can enjoy the emotes and the sub badges and stuff. That's a level 1 hype train. Another 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on level 1. And yes, Dan, hello again. For folks that don't know, I did the extra recording in the Spawn Chunks Discord this morning with myself and Pixelriffs, where we talk to our patrons every month about what they've been doing in Minecraft. Saw some really cool builds and heard about some fun playthrough data and experiences in the April Fool's snapshot, the Craft Mine snapshot. So that was cool to talk about as well. Just a little podcast, about 20 or 30 minutes, but it was a good time. And that'll be up on the Patreon page for the Spawn Chunks later today. I've already got the audio back from Pixelriffs. I just didn't have time to do the publishing before I started my own stream here. So that's kind of where we are with that. Moira, hello. Good to see you. So in the book, we have road textures. North Gate Road, North Road to the farms. So we can do a bunch of these things. Some of them are quite long. But we've got, I believe we've got the right textures for it. I should put some cracked bricks in the furnace. We could use the levels, but also it would be good to get some extra of those. That maybe would be the first thing we do. We also have the Spruce River, North Poison of Interests, the Riverbanks, North Riverbanks, the Apiary Bee Farm. I don't know what to do for the bee farm. I haven't actually looked up any kind of like inspiration for that. And that's it. Everything past page 3 is done. We have check marks on other things. So unless we find other stuff to do, which is a distinct possibility, we're about ready to go there. So let's take a look and see what we've got. I've only got 2 stacks. I would like to have 3. So let's do another stack of those. And I also noticed that we are very low on just stone in general. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel like that's pretty good. Good for slabs, good for walls. We're low on the mossy walls. Probably do a little bit more of those. Oh, that's the wrong way to do that. We'll do it this way. I should just do it a whole stack. Close enough. I think that's good. Yep. Anything else we're low on? I guess we could restock this a bit too. I have a tendency to overfill my shulker boxes. I'm trying not to do that. Because then you don't have any room to put stuff back in when you need to. Yeah, I think that's plenty. It's nice not to have to worry about filling them for a while. Anything else along here is low. Looks to be pretty good to me. The rest of that stuff we can kind of make as we need to. This is completely disorganized. What happened here? Why are there rockets in there? Cool. I don't think we're low on any of the wood stuff. The road textures, I think we've got all the things that we need. Looks like it. Jody, you've also been playing Craft Mine. Really interesting and fun. That's cool. So that was a level 1 hype train. Thanks very much for kicking that off, folks. Let me know if you got a new emote in chat. All right. So what are the spaces that need it? I don't remember seeing the South Road on this list, so I might have to just poke around here. I think everything in this town is done. This is kind of boring, but I feel like we could maybe do a little bit more with the lodestone in here. That could blend into there pretty well. Looks to me that this is all the way done into the woods. Yep. All right, I would call that done. As far as the town goes. This part's also done? Nice. Ah, here is where it stops. Okay. So this is probably the easiest one to start at because it's a small chunk. Check that off. And then we've got this part of the East Road as well. This is going to take a lot longer. That's fine. I've got to figure out whether I'm going to keep these. Like, I don't think this door is going to exist. The way that we've done it on the other side is kind of like a secret entrance. So over here, there's like this door inside of this building. This is just meant to be like a little storage shed, right? But then we've kept this door inside here. And we have enough room that we could probably make this like a proper secret entrance. Like we could probably hide something here. But then I think I'm going to be tearing all of this out. I don't think we're keeping all of this. Because this is just our bulk storage from when we were doing all the landscaping and all the craziness around Westhill. there anything else that needs a shulker box? I guess I could do bows on that one. I feel like this should be a light blue. Oh. It doesn't change. It went dark blue. So the potions, actually, you can't do different color potions. That's dumb. So many of these are just temporary boxes. I'll do one of that. I guess blue is okay for that. Oh, that's decent for levels. Not terrible. Alright, so what do we need for the road? We need all of these bits. Gravel. I don't know if we'll need any basalt. I do think we'll bring the landscaping box, that stuff in it, because the leaves, we haven't used leaf litter yet. I might bring that if I wanted to add like a stump. That should be fine, I think. There's always something I'm forgetting. Meester, hello, hello. How's it going? Retro Shaggy, good to see you. Love to craft. You are indeed here at the start. We haven't even built anything yet. Have not mined a block. Bows and arrows and an egg. These are just random chests, right? Like, I mean, that shouldn't be in there. That shouldn't be in there. I don't know whether the armor should be in there. These can go somewhere else. Right, like there's just there's always like that rando junk drawer chest, right? The target block makes sense. I mean, really, the target block could probably be in my redstone box, right? It's a good place to keep those. First time we've touched a target block since we updated. But like, I don't have anywhere else to put the armor. I guess in here? Are your roads in the walled portion of the city the same as outside in the rural areas? I'm working on pathing and struggling like anything. Struggling to like anything I do. I think so. I think the roads inside are more detailed. Tell you what, let's take a walk and find out. So I would say that these are a lot more detailed than what's happening outside, which is funny. I guess in one way you'd expect the roads in the world to be less maintained, but then at the same time you'd expect a road in the town to be more traveled on, right? So there's a lot of stuff. And then the bridges are different textures. Like there's more andesite in the bridge just to kind of indicate that it's a different material. And then when you get into a square, there's a different vibe altogether too. And you can see like there's a distinct pattern, probably easier to see from above. Right? It's like I find that it's better to approach your roads in sections. So just think about it like that. And then you can see out here, it's the same block palette, but it's a lot more sparse. And part of that is just so that this doesn't take absolutely forever, right? So I'll probably set up shop on the bridge just because the bridge is already textured. And that way I'm not covering up spaces that I actually need to work on. Not very often I set up on an angle. This is interesting. Did I bring the andesite? Yes, I did. Probably not going to need many bricks because we're going to be probably digging up a lot of those. That's probably not going to be an issue. So you can sort of see where it just kind of peters out. So I'll probably start from down here. You have stone variants in the town, but just not sure about outside. No problem. There's another spot farther up. We were there, and if you go to my last VOD, this road here has more holes in it. Like you can see the brown dirt patches. There's also some acacia logs in it. And I've not done that very much when you get closer to the town. But it's also a cool method to like make things feel like if I go out this way. If you did this along most of the road instead of just like transitioning, then that would help your outside roads feel a little bit better too. I've also seen some cool stuff on the Spawn Chunks Discord where people do mostly mud with like dirt highlights, and that has a different look too. And then you can incorporate some rooted dirt and granite as well. That also helps. What I tend to do here is think about stuff like having the textures go lengthwise. So I don't want any of the texture patterns to go across the road. I want them to run that way. And I find that that's usually helpful. And then if I have stuff line up like that, I tend to just move it. I think I'm gonna have to turn off the shaders though. My frame rate is just, it's very bright. I find that the sunlight is very bright. I guess I could try to turn that down. Hold on. Options. Is there lighting? Block light color, lighting color multipliers. Those are off. Pixelated lighting. Those are on, I think, yeah. Atmosphere. I didn't see anything that had to do with brightness. Maybe materials? Nope. I mean, it must be under lighting. Or performance, maybe? No, that's all technical stuff. Under lighting, block light color. Jody, thanks for the lurk. Appreciate it. Yeah, the other one had like a brightness. Oh, hold a spider eye. That's cool. So that's got, I wonder what that looks like. Interesting. Not as handy as not as handy as mini HUD, but still cool. I don't see any brightness controls. Unless I'm missing something. Does anybody know? All the multipliers are off. Silvery, hello, hello. Less light, Aziz. Well played. That was a joke in the Spawn Chunks this week, if you were following along. I had a couple people chime in that say like, hey, I'm glad I'm not the only one that references Fifth Element. Yep. Great minds think alike, fools seldom differ. I've been standing here long enough that the sun is going down. Wonder what that looks like. We'll leave that on and see what it does. Maybe it'll make things less orange. One of the things I like about having a clock is knowing exactly when you want to sleep. I think that might have made things more shiny. I normally get 45 with shaders. I find having as many of the blocks that you want to use in your hotbar as well is usually pretty helpful. I might actually move these down here. I've been using a little bit of cobblestone, but not a lot. It's interesting with shaders, you almost have to work around the shadows that are being cast by different things. I'm feeling very rusty. See here, I think I'd rather go that way. Kind of go towards that side. Maybe we'll start with some highlights. Yep, I'm going to have to turn these off. I think most people play without shaders anyway. Sometimes I also think about what kind of patterns, if an imaginary wagon was coming down here repeatedly, like what would that look like in terms of the wear and tear on the roads? So here we've got gravel too close to one another. space things out a little bit. Yeah, it's getting there, right? Oops. Donarath, hello. Sounds like a cool project you got going on in AI in the Discord. That's really cool. So I feel like this section here is pretty much ready to go. We're getting up to the edge here. So I'm gonna wait and I'll do the slabs first. Just kind of experience, I find it easier to do the slabs because you're so limited on your slab textures because we don't have like cracked slabs or anything like that. I'm going to want to have a lot more cracked stone, so we're going to have to work on that. I don't know if there's a spot here where tough would make sense. Like maybe if we can sneak it underneath here. Maybe we'll put that there and then switch these two. Yeah. I wish I had my pebble texture back from my coarse dirt. I really miss it. The fun hint for prompt engineering: tell the AI what you're trying to do and have it improve the prompt for you. Yeah, I've actually seen other people like use, oh, you mentioned it too, I think, where you use a separate AI tool to make the prompt. So like use Claude to make a prompt for ChatGPT or vice versa. The thing that I have not done yet and I need to get into is like in ChatGPT in your settings, you can go in and like set standards so that you don't always have to put the same thing in your prompt. So you can say like, hey, look, in all of the things that I do with you, could you just like hallucinate less and use natural language and don't sound like a marketer and be like super sweet all the time? Give it to me straight sort of deal. I find that that's an interesting thing to delve into. I just don't use it enough to have the need for custom settings. But I asked the image generator in ChatGPT to generate some Minecraft images, but it doesn't understand like the limitations of Minecraft. Like it was giving me stuff that it was all Minecraft textures, but it was like triangles, like stuff was on angles, like roofs actually had slopes, and I was just like, yeah, not in this version of Minecraft do we have stuff like that. Oh, maybe not there. That feels pretty good to me. All right, slab time. Now here we might be able to get away with a tough slab. For me, it was around growth and improving SEO, but then letting me pick and choose what sounds at least mildly authentic to me. Yeah, so I want to do that with our websites. I don't know what I did the other day. I was doing some of the number crunching for spawn chunks, and we've got an issue with the API from Spotify, and it's really causing me some grief. Anyway, when I typed in Minecraft into Apple Podcasts, the spawn chunks wasn't listed, despite the fact that the title of the show is The Spawn Chunks, a Minecraft podcast. It was still giving me results from like Dig Straight Down, from like a podcast that was like 7 years old and not been kept up. Like, I don't know what they have in their search engine juice in Apple Podcasts that makes old podcasts come up. Like, it's frustrating. Oh, I don't know about that. Might be pushing our luck there. So you can see why I wanted to do the slabs first. Try to build up from it a little bit. I find that texture work is one of those things I find difficult to talk over. Oh, I can't do crack there. Frustrating. I find it's difficult because cobblestone looks good, but then it also looks worn down, but it also looks very bright. might be able to do cobblestone there. Oops. Yeah. Dead Daddy Death, hello, welcome back. Yep, we're just going through the list. Going through the list of textures. So all I did there is notice that this one was lining up with the smooth stone there, so I just moving it ahead a block just kind of breaks it up a little bit. Oops. Officially through the first stack. We should just start smelting other stuff while we're here. Do I have something I can smelt with? I hope so. Yep. Does anybody know how many items a block of coal will smelt? Is it a full stack? Can't remember. Oh, it's only 20? It's 100 items? Well, we can find that out. I should know this. That had a full stack in it. This only had 20. One, two, three, four, five, 6. 70. 80. No, that had 20. So 30. 2. So it's 32, 64, and then 36. So now we'll find out. Honest question to Joel Duggan. You really don't mind if I switch my Twitch subscription to Patreon? It saves me money. But if you're getting substantially less, I won't do it. That is an excellent question, Zero. I appreciate all support. It doesn't matter how big or how small. And I would much prefer someone to support at a level that they find comfortable than worry about what I get out of it. So that's first and foremost. But I will tell you that my Twitch split as an affiliate, which is public knowledge for all affiliates, is 50-50. So if you think about what you're putting into a Twitch sub, I get 50% of that. My split with Patreon is 90-10. So there's 5% to Patreon, 5% to the processing payment organization, and the rest of the 90% comes to me. So on the $2 Patreon subscription, I get $1.80 US, because that's how I've got it set up. And then you can do the math. Because Twitch subscriptions vary from country to country, it depends on where you are as to what the Twitch sub actually is. Just know that the Twitch sub is usually in your currency and it gets converted to Canadian. And then the Patreon sub is in US, and that also gets converted to Canadian on my end. But yeah, I prefer people do what is best for them. Really is the way that I stand on that. But for technical knowledge, if you want to know, Patreon does give a larger cut. So you could, if you were supporting at the same amount on Twitch and on Patreon, I would get a much larger chunk of that money rather than giving half of your money to Twitch, which again, like, Twitch allows me to do this. I'm not throwing shade at the platform. I think their overhead costs and stuff are a lot different than Patreon. And I believe, just let me double check my Discord support. Affiliate and link codes, Lego, Twitch support, Patreon memberships. Yeah, if you go to the support channel in my Discord, then it's a little, I haven't updated it in a while, but there's a section for PayPal, there's a section for Patreon, and there's a section for Twitch support. So again, it hasn't been updated in a little bit, but it would be the same, I think. And if any of that isn't clear, then by all means, just reach out and I can clarify. I try to be transparent about all this kind of stuff because I think it's important. And I don't do any real sponsorships. So all of my support for Twitch and what I do here at streaming and podcasting all comes through either Patreon or Twitch subs or donations. So I think the smallest fee is a donation. That's like 2.something%, 2.9% plus 25 cents or something like that for PayPal. And for folks that want to know, like, I think right now the currency exchange from US to Canadian is like $1.30. So if a American tips $1, then I get $1.30. And then it's different again for UK. MindTripMedia gifting a tier 1 sub to the community. That went to Zakaria. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Zakaria, connect your Discord and your Twitch. Now that you have a sub, you can join the Joel Duggan Discord. And I should point out, for anybody else that was listening to Zero's question, Patreon and Twitch both point to the same Discord. So if Discord is really what you want, like if you don't care about Twitch emotes and stuff, then, and the Discord is where you want to really participate, then Patreon is the way to go. And MindTripMedia, thanks again for the gift sub. Really appreciate it. How are we doing for time? We're almost at an hour. I do find texturing in the road really hard on the eyes. Like I find it's a lot of looking down. There's the rain. I was wondering when that was going to happen. It's about as good as we're going to get, I guess. We might try to put something here. I could probably switch those. If I put cobble there, andesite there, and then cobble here. Or maybe I don't do anything there. It's a little bit better. Again, these little steps down are difficult because you have such limited texture. So here is tricky because we've got people that might be like going around that way. We've got people that are coming down this way, and then we've got people that are coming from this way and heading down. So I'm trying to create like what that wear pattern on the road would look like. And I don't know how believable this is. I'm not sure how much of it comes across, but I find for me it's just nice to have that thought process rather than just placing random blocks. You feel like you're doing something a little bit more informed, which I feel is nice. Emotes are not why I'm here, says Zero. I'm here for the content. Well, that's good. I appreciate that. Some people like both. Bright Storm Rising. Of the various popular content support systems, I believe that the highest percentage for the creator goes Patreon, YouTube, Twitch, Meta, everything else. I would agree on Patreon. YouTube, I guess you're talking about memberships, because I still haven't managed to figure out the dual streaming to YouTube. I really should figure it out. Because my channel on YouTube, I only get ad revenue, and I only get like a download from YouTube like once every 3 or 4 months. So it's like $100 from YouTube. You know, like once a quarter. It's not a lot. It's because my videos are long. Silvery, are you seeing dirt slabs? You are. That is a petrified oak slab. And it is a custom texture. So there's a data pack that you use to make a petrified oak slab. And then you just texture petrified oak in your resource pack to be coarse dirt. I used to have pebbles on them, but the texture doesn't work anymore. So yeah, it's a data pack to make it, and then it's because you can't make it in survival, and then it's a texture pack to get it going. And don't answer this if you feel uncomfortable about it, but as a follow-up to, I just had to think of, is that the only source majority of your income, or does graphic design make up the majority? Oh no, podcasting and streaming is basically my full-time job. I still have a website up for illustration and graphic design, but I take very, very few contracts. Usually what's happening these days with contracts is return clients. So someone I've designed a logo for, someone I've designed something before, and they're like, we have a new company, or hey, we have a new t-shirt, or like we need this graphic on something else or with a different purpose. Can you tweak it for us? And that's basically the small amount of graphic work that I'm doing right now. So no, the Spawn Chunks and the Twitch streaming are the two major flows of income. And I don't mind talking about that kind of stuff. I think it's good for, I think, transparency, because it helps you guys know just how big a part of my income you are. And then also it helps any up and coming streamers, realize that like it's not, like streaming does not pay my bills. It's a nice top up, but podcasting and Patreon is the big thing. Twitch is not a huge portion. I would say, I don't know, 25% maybe for Twitch. I do have plans. I've been putting this off, but I do have plans to do like another town hall meeting and go over some numbers with everybody and talk about my plans for the channel. I just haven't had time to organize that, and we've been doing a lot of number crunching on the Spawn Chunks because of the whole Spotify API issue. So I'm behind on a bunch of stuff. I also need to talk about my Patreon server, which I think is going to get a reset this summer, but I need to talk to the people that are currently on it about that too. So anyway, I'm in here because it's dark outside and I need to take a break. As per Sandy, we must obey the Sandy. So I'm going to reheat my coffee. You should grab a snack, grab a friend, let them know that we're streaming. I would love to have more people in here. And that, by the way, if all this talk about, supporting me financially is just not in the cards for you, then I just appreciate you being here. Like, you watching the stream means that Twitch puts it higher. It means that more people are likely to come in here when there's 40 something viewers as opposed to 14, and then you can just tell friends. Like, telling a friend about my content is absolutely free to you, and personal recommendations are much better than retweets and advertisements, and I can do all the PR plugging I want. But when someone says like, hey, I like Joel, you should come see his content, it goes a lot farther than you think. So I really appreciate all of it. And speaking of breaks and mods, I really appreciate the mods. Thanks, Sandy. You've been super helpful this week. And thanks to Cosmic as well, who's not here right now. I don't think they might be lurking, but I appreciate all the help on Spawn Chunks and other things that I do as well. So I will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Something I should mention actually about Twitch, when we were talking earlier about revenue splits, is that that's only for subs and Prime subs. Actually, I don't know how Prime subs work, because you would already pay for those. The thing that I was going to mention was bits, and that bits are different in that 100 bits is $1, and I would get that $1 up front. Because bits cost you, 100 bits costs you more than $1. And so Twitch gets their sub, or gets their cut from you ahead of time, rather than splitting anything with me on the bits. Bits are just straight up, what you see on stream is what comes to me. And I believe it's also US. But again, Twitch changed all that when a year ago, when things went different pricing in different countries. Feels like we could use a little bit of maybe some smooth stone in here, or regular stone. Keep on saying smooth stone. find sometimes it's nicer to connect this stuff up a little bit. Did this finish? So that did the full stack 64. It did not do 100. So it looks like it only does a stack. So one, I mean, I could be wrong, but it looks like one block of coal does a stack. Why do I not use background music? So there's background music on the breaks. I don't use background music because even though I've been using royalty-free background music for years with, oh gosh, what's the name of it? Harris Heller's stuff. Stream Beats, I want to say. I still get multiple flags on YouTube. And what little monetization I get from YouTube, I end up every other stream, someone claims copyright. So what's happening is that YouTube is not recognizing the music as copyright free because someone uses copyright free music, but then copyrights their video. So then Twitch thinks that the copyright of the music belongs to the person that's made a video with copyright free music in it. And it just creates this endless laundry list of stuff I have to go through and mute. So what happens is, and I could do this differently. I could have background music live on stream. The way that I got it now, the music track would not be out on the VOD. Like you can have it in the stream and not in the VOD. I find it a little bit distracting. It gets repetitive for me because to have royalty-free music, it's also the same playlist over and over again. So yeah, it's a pain. It's a pain. So I don't mind it. I also think that, and this is going to make me sound like an old man, I also think that it's kind of important that people just can hang out in a stream and not have the streamer talking constantly and not have something, you know, multiple audio sources and multiple, I guess, stimulations for your ear happening all the time. Like, it's okay to be just content to sit and listen and have the blocks in Minecraft do their thing. I guess in that realm, I could also have music going in Minecraft. Like I could have the music for Minecraft going. But then that wouldn't be separate. That would be part of the VOD. I wouldn't be able to, I guess I could play the album in the background, but it's the same problem. It just becomes a real pain in the butt. And if that doesn't make me sound old, my taste in music would make me feel very old. I think a lot of people just like, what are you listening to? It's like, yeah. I know Tadpool Milk, I think, has like music going, like constant music. I would do it. I would probably do like the ambient music or stuff like that in the background for Minecraft if I could do it in a way where you guys could hear it, but I couldn't. Right? And then it wouldn't be on the VOD. There'd be a little bit of background music for you folks, but I don't want to hear it. And outside of running some digital mixer software in the background, which is just one more thing that has to be running while I'm streaming, I don't know of a way to do it. OBS doesn't allow me to do it unless there's a plugin that I don't know of. Also, MindTripMedia, thanks for the tip in Discord about multi-streaming. What was the software that I was looking at using? I was going to use... It wasn't Restream. Restream is something that Total Eclipse mentioned. I think I deleted the installer. There was some plugins for OBS, and it was from Harris Heller. It was like a sponsored thing that he did in the video. And it was an OBS plugin that allowed you to do multi-streaming, whereas Restream is a website, I think. All right, do I get to check something off in the book? Because we finished this section. I think that's good. I'm gonna fly over here and Just kind of get an overview, but I don't think I've missed anything. Feels a little bit formulaic through here. So this just feels like there's a lot. I might want to just get rid of that one. It's one of those days here where it's rainy and quiet. So it's good to have the windows open, but the downside is that I live next to a major road, so if a emergency vehicle goes by, you can absolutely hear it on mic. Love to craft, and I am older than you, so maybe that's why I don't like you kids and your music. Nice. We don't get into ages live on chat, but I think if I, from some of the things that I've mentioned from my childhood, either on the Spawn Chunks or on stream, I think people could probably guess. That and the white in my beard. When the streamer has music low in the background, there are some streamers have the music too high. Yeah, that's fair too. A cool 18 and a half. That was a while ago. That was a while ago. All right. Did we do anything? I think we still have like Northgate Road, North Road to Farms, East Road to Bridge, West Road over the hill, North Road path south, right. I'm adding something here purely so I can check it off. East Road to Bridge. So not as much progress as I thought. Silvery, I think it's probably an age thing if the first thing you do in a video game is turn off the music. I don't turn off the music, but I very quickly will turn the music down. That could just be like the soundbar subwoofer setup I have like on my Xbox. I usually put the music at 50% because I want to experience the music. Like I think some of that matters in video games, depending on the type of game it is. If it's like a sandbox game, probably not. But RPGs, like I definitely want to hear the music. But then I'll put, usually it's voices or dialogue at 100%, and then sound effects at like 80 or 85. I find it frustrating in some of the cutscenes when the effects and the explosions drown out what's being said in a video game. All right, how... I feel like we need to figure out what's happening here. I don't know if that's going to be just a road or whether we should... Like, that's the center, but I feel like we could maybe move that over and do some sort of pattern. That would be nice. This is going to be a pain because of all the slabs. That's a really long one. I mean, they're all long. I'm glad all that's done, because that's a lot of work. I think that's done too. Yeah. Well, there's only one thing to do. Keep on trucking. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to try doing like the lighter blocks first and seeing if that helps. Actually, you know, that's a lie. We're going to do cracked first. We're going to go through these stacks of cracked bricks in no time. There's a really good use of pale oak, kind of like a transition between stone and dirt. Just move that over here, I guess. So the tricky part here is that we've got a lot of andesite in the border. All right, so right there I've made like 2 identical patterns. I'm going to try and change that a little bit. Try not to overdo it because it'll go a lot faster. Yeah, I like music that enhances the game that enhances the gameplay too. Oh, music in games has absolutely come a long way, Silvery. I agree. Yeah. The thing I find about gaming is that like sometimes it can be annoying if you're not playing. So like my mother will really like still to this day give me a hard time about the games that my buddies and I used to play in the basement. Street Fighter 2, and just have that repetitive sound effects of like the dialogue that they would use when they would do their moves, you know, like Hadouken and Sonic Boom and all that kind of stuff. And it was just so repetitive, right? Because you're hammering on each other in these fighting games, and it would just be over and over and over again. And some of it, of course, is like it's Japanese or it's a different language, or it's just, even if it is English, the audio on Super Nintendo was just not the best, and so it's just this like inaudible scream in some weird language, you know, over and over again. And especially as we got better at the game, like you start doing these super moves like a lot, and it was pretty funny. to have like the turn that down. Like, could you play something else from the kitchen upstairs? Is pretty funny. So as you get closer to some of these paths, I find that it's a cool opportunity to try and break things up a little bit. So here is where I don't want to bring too much gray in there because it'll start to muddy the path, but I definitely want to have a lot of wear and tear kind of going in this direction, right? And this is where I think we could probably get away with, I don't know if I didn't bring any, don't know if I brought any, oh I did, some pale oak or some andesite, acacia can be useful. We also have these that we can mess around with too. Oops. Hmm. All right, hold on. Which way does it go? There we go. I'm glad we don't need shears for these. Get over here over and over again. Yeah, I didn't have Mortal Kombat, but my buddy Scott did. I tried recently one of them, Mortal Kombat 10 or something on Xbox. It's not as, I'm not sure whether it's just not my thing anymore or just it just wasn't really that good of a fighting game, but they do have a funny angle to them. Whoops. Oh, that works pretty well. Nope. This way. Not liking that one or this one. Might have overdid it. M-Dog, hello, hello. Oh, Dan Grice, you didn't like the new Mortal Kombat's either? I think it was part of Game Pass. I really want to try like a modern Street Fighter game, like Street Fighter Alpha or whatever the heck they call it now. I tried, oh gosh, I can't remember what fighting game that I tried that was part of Game Pass. There was one that was pretty good, but it was hard to get good at it. And it had all kinds of really cool characters, and it was very Japanese. And there was a girl that had like a dolphin with her, I think. And there was like a Grim Reaper type character or a Scarecrow character. All the characters were wildly different sizes. Like there was the girl with the dolphin was really tiny. There was a weird, creepy mechanical robot guy, and he was like lanky and almost as tall as the screen. I really wish I could remember what it was called. But I was playing it just purely for the animations. Like it was just beautifully done. Mm-hmm. See, like lining those up, not my favorite thing. Maybe we'll put this over here. I usually don't do gravel, but my gravel texture has got the purple removed from it. So it does tend to work a lot better. I find sometimes walking the other direction will also help a lot. So here we have another path, so we can sort of like think about how people would be coming and going from this path to help kind of just brainstorm the directions of the texture. Something else I find happens when I'm texturing something in Minecraft, when I'm speaking on stream, is that I stop in the middle of a sentence as opposed to the end of one. It's just a weird habit. Yeah, the I didn't change anything about the brightness of the gravel. It's just there was little, I think it's like these bits here in the vanilla texture are purple. I mean, actually, I can probably just show you. Resource packs. I think it's this one. Yeah, like see the pink? It doesn't really look all that gray. But then if I bring it back, also, where's some slabs? Without the texture pack, the coarse dirt slabs just look like oak planks. Right, so like you can see where these light gray pieces were more pink before, and then these darker ones had more purple to them. All I did was take the vanilla gravel texture into Photoshop years ago and just like desaturated it. Not 100%, like not all the way down, but like close. That feels pretty good. Could use another light block over here maybe. I think what I'll do is that andesite block right here. I'll make cobblestone. I feel like cobblestone generally looks better with more more cracked stuff around it. Cool. Yeah, the gravel matches better with the stone textures when you do it this way. Yeah. That's the plan. I find that texturing roads on an angle is harder than texturing roads on straightaways. You can also do little things like put some of your lighter blocks closer to your light sources in a way to kind of like fake some light highlights. And all of a sudden we're back to doing slabs again. Take care, M-Dog. Have a good one. Always good to see you. So I find a lot of times it's easier to address the edges. So like we did that edge and then we did this edge and then we can kind of connect them in between. It makes it a little bit easier. Feels like a really long line here, so I might want to break that up a little bit. Oops. Certainly better than it was before. I quite like this little path that goes around the back. think that worked out pretty well. I think maybe we can get away with some cobblestone tucked in there. And that's slabs again. It always feels so lackluster when you have a large section of road that's slabs. Just doesn't feel like you can add enough texture to make it feel right. Yeah, see how plain the area that I'm standing on looks because it's all slabs. Matasbuff, hello. Thanks for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Oh, dark. Nighttime. We're also getting very far away from our stuff. I haven't been running out of supplies though. That's good. I mean, we've got 3 new subscriptions today. That's awesome. Plus a couple of Prime subs, I think. And the leaf litter is subtle, but it really does work, doesn't it? Do I still have it on me? I do. Just little touches. Now in here, this, oh, I just realized this custom tree looks terrible. Unfortunately, we have to add something to the book. That's going to be easy, but definitely something we don't want to overlook. I'd like to make it look more like this one. Right? Like different materials and a little bit more custom shapes and stuff. That's a hype train coming in. Thanks very much. Mastus Boof. Tier 1 sub going out to Flyware. Mac828. Non-binary Penguin. It's a fun username. Crystal Alpaca. Hello. And Lone Scarecrow. All those are really fun usernames. You just got a tier 1 sub from Mastus Boof. Thanks very much, Mastus. If you did, make sure you thank them in chat. And join the Discord. You can connect your Discord and your Twitch subs. And that also kicked off a hype train. So now we've got a level 2 hype train with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. That's the second hype train of the stream. Lone Scarecrow rocking the Stone Keystone badge. It's your first sub to the channel. Amazing. MindTripMedia, 100 bits. Thanks very much. Pushing that hype train really close to level 2. Again, folks, you've got a month of free access to the Discord now, so make sure you take advantage. Some fun conversations happening in there. Mm-hmm. That was Kirby Kobayashi with a follow. Thanks very much. And SweetSandi gifted a tier 1 sub to Love to Craft. And that brought us into the next level of the hype train, I think. I'm just waiting for the confetti to stop. Level 2 is complete, yes. Thanks very much, Sandy. Amazing. Level 3 hype train. Or working up to a level 3 hype train with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. So to participate, it's either 100 bits, a tier 1 sub. I think that's it. I don't think a Prime Gaming sub contributes. I usually just lurk in your streams, says Massive Spoof, but I highly enjoy them and you use them to decompress in the evening. So this was just a small thank you for the many hours of entertainment. That's really kind of you. Thanks very much. I appreciate the kind words. And I'm glad that we can chill out together. That's it's another reason why I don't have a lot of like boppy music going in the background, because like depending on what people are using the stream for, that can kind of ruin the vibe. Donaraf with not one, but 200 bits coming in. Woot woot on the hype train. Thanks very much, Donaraf. Man, this is a long road. I know there was a hype train going, but then after that, it is time for a break. So Sandy, thanks very much. Moira CST with 100 bits. We are 23% of the way to a level 3 hype train with 2 minutes left. Thanks for the lurk, Lucid Wolf. Appreciate it. That's another easy way that you can help support the stream too, is just lurking. Again, it's like those extra views really help keep the view count high. And is there anybody in chat today that's new that does not come from the Spawn Chunks, but came into the stream natively through Twitch, out of curiosity? Because that's the kind of thing that having the lurkers really helps with. Am I finally down? I'm finally low on cracked bricks. Kirby Kobayashi, that would be me. So you came in natively from Twitch. Very cool. Welcome in. Are you a Minecraft player, Minecraft watcher? Just like to chill? Moria, you came in from a Pixel Rift raid? That makes sense. Pix has something like, 500 or 700 people in chat normally. This is the highest week I've had in a while. All right, it's going to take me a hot minute to move these shulker boxes, but I think it's about time we do that. And that's the end of the hype train, level 2. That's good. I think the first one was level 1. Uh-oh. I guess I should have slept first. Is there a bed in here? I feel like there's a bed in here. Yes. Oh, you got an emote, did you? Let me just see. Oh, that's a cute emote, Sandy. I think I got the same one. Yep, I did. Where do we want to set up the shulkers now? Probably out front here would make sense. Uh-oh. I have definitely left shulker boxes behind in the past. I try to be more careful with it. I don't remember which ones are over there. Gravel and tough. Cool. Hi, friend. Yes, we were doing some texturing. I love your username. Very fun. I think we need to smelt more of these guys.
Break time says Cosmic or Sandy. Hard to remember.
Well played. Well played, Sandy. I'm looking forward to Borderlands 4. I'm going to try to stream that, I think. I need more fuel. We might as well. Oh, do I have to do this the right way? Fortune. Old school. This will get us some levels too. Not very many. Well, actually, yeah, it's pretty good. So that will go while we go on break. Cool. Something to do in the background while I step away for a bit. Gappy the Guy, I am a subscriber. Pleasant surprise. Thank you to anyone who gifted. How is everyone on the last day of the month? Gappy, I don't know if that was even today. Your Twitch notifications should let you know, though. I'm going to go check to see if we have any cactus flowers. I'm a little overdue for a break just because we had a hype train, so I'm going to go take that now. So sorry for anybody that's just coming in. But I do this once an hour. It's only 5 or 6 minutes. Gives me a chance to run some ads on the channel, get a little extra support. You don't miss anything. I'm AFK. I'm just getting another glass of water. That sort of stuff. And we'll be right back after I get the flowers. I think a lot of these I might have to cut down. I think they've reached their peak if there's no more flowers coming in. Cool. I'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes. Looks like we've got to sleep before we head back out. I don't know if I'm going to do all this road texture at once. I think I'll do the East Road, and then maybe we'll try something else next time. Just to make sure it's not stream after stream of looking down and texturing. Although, sometimes I find when you get into flow, it can really be good. You can see some of the old techniques too, like this has got a lot more cobblestone in it. And I'm not going to go back and redo anything, but it's interesting where you can... Yeah, a little bit more texture happening in the town. Again, this would just take so long to do. Where did that come from? Right there. Actually, I'll put that in there. Up to 5 levels, nice. So we were thinking about moving this, I think, weren't we? I wonder if carpet is the easiest way to kind of lay out a line. Try to figure out where the center is. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. I didn't realize it was an even number. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So then 5. Thinking like, I don't think if we go straight across, it really lines up. Like, is that the middle? I would say maybe even off to the side. All I'm thinking about is moving this little cross. Thinking about like the natural path of someone coming through here. Yeah, I feel like this is probably the more the center. I think that makes sense. And then coming from this way. I guess this one was pretty straight. It's over this way that it would change immediately, I think. I think I might be one block too far. It does feel like it wants to be farther south. So what about here? Yeah, I think that feels more like the center. So we'll move this to be underneath this here. That way, if we wanted to do a pattern here, I'm not sure whether to just make this like a place where the roads cross or whether it would be cool to have at least like some sort of little thing here. I think a compass rose might be kind of fun. Could even try something simple like I'm not sure whether we do. Not sure. There's not a lot of subtle textures we could do. Andesite's going to be really bright. I don't think I brought a lodestone. I mean, I've got some here. Road sign is right there. We did that a while ago, actually. There's a whole stream to me figuring out the road signs. That or this. Oh, it's very bright, isn't it? I forgot about that. That probably matches clay very well. I'm just kind of doing a brain fart here. Yeah, I didn't want the road sign to be in the middle. I wanted it to be off to the side. I don't like the lodestone. I wish I did. But the top of it has got a very specific texture. I would love to have the side of it there, but I don't think we have that luxury. This is just like a little rough idea. I think we need to put like a smooth regular stone in the middle. I think this would probably be too much, but we could also do like stairs all the way around here. Yeah, see, that unfortunately looks like it would be terrible to drive a wagon over, so probably not going to do that. Oops. Yeah, it's very much the wrong color, isn't it? Sometimes it's just fun to mess around, freestyle, without having too much of a plan. I feel like we could probably mess around with the andesite more. Yeah, not bad. And then when we go and do the textures, we could run some of the cracked bricks through it, and it would probably look like it's been around for longer. Oh no, a fountain wouldn't be good. That wouldn't make any sense at all. I don't think we have any fountains. Do I? Is there a fountain in the west quarter? No, it's a street light. Yeah, there's a street light and a canal. And there's a well over here. I think for me, fountains was just like too modern. Like I wanted to go with no running water, you know? A fountain on the end of an aqueduct would be cool. Whoops. I guess I could be putting the crack to my offhand too. Make things go a little bit faster. Use much cobblestone? Got a little bit of cobblestone going on. Where'd my gravel go? There it is. Maybe over here. I need to switch this out. And then we'll move this to andesite. Yeah. Now here we can also mess around a little bit more. Put some stuff in here like these textures. It's very dark in these plains at night, so I always have to sleep. Otherwise, we will get friends. Yeah, I like the polished andesite as well. Sorry, I keep on hitting the wrong button. I'd like to do something a little bit more with the tone, so like it might be worth doing the andesite on the outside. So like for example, if I do the andesite out here, but then I change this all to stone, the andesite is going to look like it's over top, right? Like the ring would look closer to you. Although I guess what I could do is have both rings andesite and then have like the spokes of the wheel of the compass rose be that. So that would go like this. Snow Ray, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Because then I could come out here with a different texture. Whoops. Don't know if it would make sense to have this be that color too. That sort of works. Looks a little bit more like a pattern. Yeah, I'm not sure about these ones on the corners. It's a little bit tighter, yeah. Oh yeah, I got it, Moira. I think that's pretty good. Could maybe use a little cobble in there. Yeah, there's like none around. Free cam really helps with roofs and trying to get top down perspective on things. Obviously the vanilla version of this is going to be the happy gas when it gets released. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. Feels textured. The bridge feels different. You know, like going across the bridge feels like it's a different kind of structure, a lot more cracked. I don't notice anything jumping out at me. Might be a little bit sparse over here. Actually, let's put that over here. So we have like some cracked in through the middle. I feel like that'll help. Probably makes it feel a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more part of the world. I think I had a compass rose here before, years ago. Feels like there's a lot of light blocks on that side. I want to try to sneak in an andesite over here somewhere. Dirt mining? What do you need dirt for? All right, I think I can put some of this stuff away. That's the wrong box. Every now and again, it's just nice to have a clean inventory. Terraforming all the holes. Fair. That's fair. I do find that one thing I don't like about 118 and the post 118 world gen is like all the holes that you get everywhere. I wanted to turn on the shaders back on. Let's just take a little walk from west to east. So this is the west road that's on my checklist. I want to take this over the hill and go a little bit farther with it. Unfortunately, it's very reflective with these shaders. I'm not sure exactly why. So this is very, very empty. Different kind of road texture though. Have to double dirt everything. Yeah. We've got Enderman griefing turned off on the server. It's a data pack from Vanilla Tweaks. All right, so the compass rose, you can't, I guess with the shaders, you really can't see it until the sun gets up a little bit higher. It is kind of cool to have something. I feel like, and here's why I wanted to move that center cross, is because if we're coming down what feels like the center of the road here, it kind of naturally makes you turn a little bit to cross over this. And that puts you kind of like in the middle of this road on your way through. That's why I wanted to move this. And same thing coming this way. I feel like if we were coming from this direction, right? Instead of just naturally, we want to line ourselves up with this, but because we're coming around the corner, like it just feels a little bit more natural. And then vice versa, we line ourselves up with this, come out this way. There's like a little bit of a take the wide turn, you know? It's a little later in the day, see more of the compass rose. I don't know about the little andesite dashes, like these little bits, but... And then I feel like this all feels pretty good. Still have the tree to do, of course. Yeah, nothing's really jumping out at me. Obviously the bridge was already done. A lot of cracked and cobble there. It's a cool combo. That's actually a pretty good sized chunk of work done today, now that I look at it. Feel like that matches everything. I almost want to do like a dotted dash line on the outside of this again. Have one more ring. Oh, knew I was going to hit that. Right on. Well, we can check something off, which is always fun to do. East Road tree fix. I'm just going to move that down. So the North Road and the North Gate. So the North Gate's going to be pretty easy because that's just this little section right here. Just filling in this little bit here. But then the North Road, this is going to be, that's a long one. I mean, I guess it's about the same. Going out that way. Wow, the frame stutter is real. This is the one that's going to be a real long haul. Really difficult too on that that embankment. It's gonna be lots of slabs, but I feel like I like the compass rose. I mean, it's vague. It's not like it's super obvious. The compass rose in the modern city is much bigger and way cooler looking. I'm really happy with that one. The road to nowhere. I wouldn't say that. Cool. I am going to pass you along to somebody else playing Minecraft. Let me just grab to see who's live. Good Times with Scars live. Short Zelda is also live. Looks like Good Times with Scars is just getting going. Is that doing zoo building and landscaping? It's probably a good idea. Thanks very much, folks. I really appreciate the support today. There was a number of gift subs. I won't be able to read them all. The bits, 2 hype trains, a few new people in chat, including some new people getting gift subs. Thank you to the folks that gave out the gift subs. Join the Discord if you want to check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan, or again, using your Twitch sub or gift sub, you can get into the Discord that way. Prime subs also work, so if you're using your Prime sub on me, I really appreciate it. And I couldn't do this without all of you. It's been a great week. Viewership has been up. We've been averaging between 40 and 50 views a stream, which is amazing. So keep it up. I love that you guys are enjoying the stream. I hope that you are spreading the word. And I'll be back on Tuesdays, my next stream. I'm pretty sure we'll be back in Minecraft, but I'm looking at some other games that I might be wanting to bring into the channel as well. I also want to get back into Satisfactory because Satisfactory is coming out on June 10th. So we'll want to do like a little bit of a prep stream, I'm sure, for that. And we're getting close to finishing Westhill. So I need to figure out what I'm going to be doing next to the server, really. Check out the Spawn Chunks on Monday. It's the podcast I do about Minecraft with Pixel Riffs. And also check out the Citadel Cafe podcast. I will see you all later. Bye for now.